review other writers, and we talk about mental health from their personal journeys. If you have not already hit that like and subscribe button, go ahead, do that now so that you never miss an episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Friday. How weird is this? We never do an episode on Friday, like, ever, I don't think. In the 5 years we've been doing this, I don't think there's ever been a Friday episode. So, surprise! It's great. We're here. All right. And I'm a little loopy because life is not life, but it's Friday and that's wonderful. And on Sunday, I'm going to go to Toronto. We're seeing Shucked the musical and I'm so excited. And I think I've convinced my husband to take me to IKEA first. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. So with us today, we have a very special guest. I have been on his show. We had so much fun. So you got to go and obviously subscribe and watch his show too, especially the episode that I'm on. But anyways, welcome. How are you?
I can't complain, living a dream. How are you doing, ma'am?
I am good. I'm here now, so we're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be great. Tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
Ooh, I get to do my own intro.
You
Yes!
do, right? It's so much fun. But if you do it wrong, then I'll correct you.
That'll be fine. Listen, so my name is Kevin Odom. I am a licensed mental health therapist, a licensed addiction specialist, and a certified clinical supervisor, all in the state of North Carolina. Now, with that being said, I've been working in mental health and substance use since January 2019. I started off at a methadone clinic. Here's what we call it in the states. It's actually called opioid use disorder treatment program. That's the official professional name of it. And so I've worked my way up through the ranks in the opioid use disorder field. Became a program director, clinical supervisor. Worked in immigration. I had about a 5-6 month stint in immigration.
Oh,
Got that one by complete accident. I didn't realize it was federal. It was a federal contract, but I ended up getting it. And I'm currently where I work at now is a local hospital. Work on a psychiatric unit.
well, that's cool.
Hmm.
So now that's what you do, but
Yep.
who are you in your soul?
Ooh, who am I in my soul?
In your soul,
Ooh.
everyone gets this question wrong. I shouldn't say everyone. Most people get this question wrong. But who are
Who
you in
am
your
I in my soul?
yes?
Right. My soul is deep down on the inside. I'm a person who is passionate about serving people. I am somebody who believes that there should be no boundaries and no barriers between us and everyone around us, regardless of background, country of origin, race, ethnicity, gender, generation, whatever generation you're from, and that our primary obligation to the human species is to serve one another. That is who I am at my core, at my soul. Now, part of how I have achieved that and continue to achieve it is we do the One Moment podcast. We're on 45 different platforms, I think, last time I calculated it up. We've been operating for about a year and a quarter, pushing a year and a half now.
Hmm.
Um, we pushed over a half a million views our first year across 10 different platforms. Um, we operate in, last time I calculated it up, it was 51 different countries, maybe 52. And so, I mean, we've really tried to, what we do, what we try to pride ourselves on is taking a global response initiative to, the mental health, substance use, and suicide concerns and minority issues, LGBTQ issues. And that's who I am at my core. It's all about having a passion to serve people.
I love that. And I mean, obviously, that comes out in the work that you do. All right, so here's the meat and potatoes of the episode. You start your story wherever makes sense, and I'm just going to interrupt you. I love interrupting people.
I
It's so
love
much
it. I
fun.
love it. So, with that being said, let's start with Propel. Okay, Propel needs to sponsor my show and your show on every single episode. I've
What
written
is
60
that?
plus episodes. It's always Propel water that comes up in my episodes, always. And I always drink it with the label facing the camera.
Oh, I don't think we have that one in Canada. I've never seen it before.
You can Amazon it to your front door, at least I hope. Okay, but that's part of that. That's my first goal is to get, you know, Propel to sponsor people. Um, so with that being said, man, like what got me started in the field? I had a life experience about 13 years ago, and so um, I identified with somebody for the first time. You know, I've been cursed, analyzed, prayed over. I've had preachers and priests lay hands on me. Nothing worked to help have a mental or psychic change until I heard somebody else. When I heard that person, I said, "Shoot, that's me." I identify 100% with that dude. And fast
Oh,
forward to today, I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do. I knew then in that moment what I wanted my
so
career to be.
what made you identify with them?
Oh, so the criminality that he was doing. So he was he
Dig
did
deep. Come on, I know you got it.
so he did a lot of criminality, a lot of drug use, a lot of alcohol use, a lot of criminality from robbing and stealing from people, from pulling guns on people. Like identify with the way he thought, believed, the things he said, the things he did, and I'm like, dude, that is so me. Like I did almost everything you did. And that's where I knew in that moment, like where I belonged, and I knew what I wanted my career to be, and I set out 100% to make sure that my career was exactly where I'm at today,
Which is awesome.
being a
So
substance use
let's
therapist.
we're gonna go back in time now. Shoo. Um, and how did you start down this, well, not so good path, but it led you to a good path because you figured out what you want to do.
Right? How? So that's a good question. I think I don't know. People say usually peer support or peer pressure or whatever, but I don't know if it would be peer pressure or if it was more curiosity kills the cat. And then you also look
Mm.
at family curses, and so it was a combination of numerous things that kind of fueled the punch there.
And that's
And so
actually usually how it goes, right? It's never just one thing. It's a whole bunch of things,
yep,
right? And everyone is so different. So I talk about this in my book, which is coming back out in June, um, about my brother's death by drug overdose. Where yeah, okay, well, you can look and you said it. You look at family history. That's a factor. You can look at peer pressure or bullying. That's a factor. You can look at um, if they have any other mental health conditions, anxiety, depression, whatever, that's a factor. All these factors can, add up to going down like an addiction road, or some people just deal with them and they don't, right? And that's the thing about risk factors. There's no like, this is gonna happen for sure, but the risk of it happening.
hmm yeah, right. No, 100%. And I think that's what determines a lot of things is the more risk factors you have, the most likely you are. The least risk factors you have, the least likely you are. Now I've seen it where you don't have one or two risk factors and you're very low risk, and then still people still end up. But
Yeah.
the chances of it, I mean, I mean, it's what would be considered an outlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So how old were you when you got, you said peer pressured, but maybe not. But maybe curiosity killed
Uh,
the cat, satisfaction brought it back.
right.
Um, Nobody ever finishes that statement. I'm always like, satisfaction brought it back. That's how it ends. There might be more to it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know if that's the full ending. But anyways, when how old were you when the curiosity got you?
I was around 15.
Pretty common age.
Yep, pretty common ages, teenage
Yeah.
years. Yep. Yep.
Teenagers, they're not that fully developed and smart up in the brains.
Right.
My two kids just got out of the teenage years. Oh my gosh, I do not ever want to go back to that. So
Right.
15. What's how'd you get started? Give me the dirt.
Give me
Spill the tea.
the dirt. So I was sneaking out the house with my brother, going next door, breaking into the house beside us because nobody lived there, and
Ooh.
so we were breaking in there and we were smoking grass and getting high, and then I had an uncle I would do some work for on the side, and then he and I would smoke grass, and it would be all of us together would be doing our little thing, and that's how that's where it started at, and then of course alcohol coming to the picture, periodically throughout that, and I mean it was just one of those things that you know, one thing led to another. 17, I did cocaine for the first time with my brother. Um, eight, and around 17, 18, 19 years of age, it was a lot of different things, from everything from pain pills to benzodiazepines to meth and morphine and IV and drugs and everything else.
Yeah. So how did that for because this is what the audience wants to know. They want to know the dirt and they want to know I mean, I'm assuming they want to know because they're watching the show and this is what we talk about. So they want to know how did that spiral because really that's what it is. Your life sort of spirals out of control and then you hit most times you hit a rock bottom or you meet somebody that gives you an aha moment. Um, Take us on this beautiful journey of spiraling and then to the good stuff.
So where I had a spiritual experience. I was sitting on the back porch of my mother's
How
house,
old
my
were you
mother
then?
and dad's house. It's about 21, 22. It
Okay.
was in
I
2012.
like timelines because I'm like picturing 15-year-old you and 17-year-old you and yeah.
So yeah, this was I was 21, 22 years old. This was 2012. I'm sitting on their back porch. I'm smoking a cigarette. You ever saw those movies that people when they die, it's like a movie. It's like clips of movies that flash before their
Mm.
eyes,
Yeah.
right? And they're in the scenes of movies, right? Well, it
Yes.
was an experience identical to that. Now I didn't die. I was sitting on the back porch. Okay,
Yeah.
sitting on the back porch. Now I had nothing but my whole life, from childhood through teenage years through into where I was at. Same exact experience, clips and scenes playing out. And the last scene was you're facing a dishonorable discharge. You're looking at no money to your name. You got nothing to add for. You got not even a pot to piss in. What have you done with your life? What do you have to show for yourself? And that was that experience. And so in that moment, I knew that I was given the gift of desperation, and I immediately put it into the play to seek treatment for that last time. Now, did I stay sober after that? It was one time after that I used, that I know of, that I remember using, and that was January 17th of 2013.
Oh.
And I just did a piece of a Percocet. Like it did, I didn't even get high. It was like a little piece. I didn't even get high. But
Mm.
let your conscience be your guide, as my mentor said, and so that's how I'm at here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where all that this whole path started at. That's where it
Right?
spiraled to, and that's where it started at.
I love that. I love knowing it. And I mean, I know you, so I mean, I love that you had to experience all that to be where you're at. Like, sorry, but that's just how it is. You just had to. Okay, so oh, I had a question and then it left. This is how my brain works. It's great. Um, I kind of jump all over the place. You talked about, you see clips of your life and whatever, and we had mentioned risk factors and whatever. Was there? I mean, you said it was curiosity, but was there other things? Did like was there experiences that you were like, I'm curious because of XYZ? Oh, you can sort of see. What? Hold on. Wait. Let me. There's my puppy.
Aw.
There she is. You can't see the rest of my room. It's a little messy. But yeah, were there other experiences that kind of led you to be curious, to lead you to, I'm guessing, a group of people who then would do it?
Absolutely, because it's a feel good type of moment, right? Like as soon as you, listen, I experienced that in February of this year, when I was up in the hospital in San Antonio. Man, they hit me with that damn morphine, and I felt everything run from my damn head to the tip of my toes. I felt that morphine go right through my damn veins, and I felt it. Same thing with the Dilaudid that they hit me with. Hit me with freaking quite a few things of Dilaudid. I felt every single thing go from every single bone, every single vein in my body. I just felt it from the tip of my finger straight to my head, all the way down to my toes. It's a feel good feeling. It's one of the best feelings in the world when that shit happens. Same thing with alcohol. As soon as I take a drink, I know what's going to happen, and I feel it. It's this physiological change that happens, psychologically and physically, and it's one of the best feelings in the world. And in that moment, nothing else matters. The world doesn't exist. All your fears don't exist. There's no such thing as fear. There's a false ideal or a fault or this delusion of, hey man, I'm feeling loved. I feel,
Mm-hmm.
great. I feel comfortable with self. I don't hate myself anymore. I don't want to die. I don't want to, none of that, right? None of that stuff.
All right, so there it's at. I don't want to die anymore. So I mean, this happens to a lot of guests that I talk to, right? They start down that path to numb something else out, to feel something other than the awfulness that is life at times. Um, and so speaking to those people, what would be like something that you've learned?
Something that I've learned is I think deep down on the inside, regardless of culture, race, gender, age, generation, we all have this void on the inside that, nothing in this world feels. I want people call it a disease of more. I pull up beside a Lambo and it's like, wow, that's a beautiful car. I'd like to have a Lambo. We'll pull up beside this freaking $150,000 Mercedes. Man, I'd like to get that. It's just this thing of more, right? And let's say I can get that Mercedes. Let's say, well, I go get the Lambo. Well, what's next? I see this damn house. Wow. Or I see this woman. Man, I could already be with a woman, but you see this woman, it's like, damn, she's gorgeous. And then it makes you question, right? Because I want more, I want more, I want more, I want more, I want more. And I think for me and my experiences, once that void is taken care of, right? And for me, it was a spiritual discipline void. I joined the military because I needed discipline. I just didn't realize that it wasn't a military discipline I needed. It was a spiritual form of a discipline I needed.
Hmm.
So if I would have had the spiritual and the military discipline flip flopped, I would still be in the military. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
But I didn't, and I know now, looking back, that it was a spiritual discipline that I needed, that
Hmm.
filled that void for me. And I was told to pray. I was told to do this. I was told a simple set of tools. I was given it, and it worked.
And that's what's great is that everybody has something else that works for them, and that's why I like talking to everybody from all over the place. Um, okay, so something else you mentioned when the your life was flashing before your eyes. You said dishonorable discharge.
Yep.
How did that affect you?
How would that have affected me?
Yeah.
Well, dishonorable discharge is looked at being worse than a felon or a
Hmm.
felony. Uh, almost almost zero chances in getting into school, zero chances in getting into, um, having a career, zero chances in almost every single thing. No, there's no such thing as Second Amendment rights anymore. Like it's
Really?
almost worse than, yeah, it's almost worse than the felon. Um, Now I was facing a dishonorable discharge because I had showed positive on multiple drug screens. It wasn't just for marijuana, like marijuana and add to the list.
Hmm.
And this was multiple ones. AWOL, not just once, but numerous, countless times. And the stuff that I did, I ended up uh, getting an honorable discharge. Like, out of everything that I did, I still ended up with an honorable discharge, and I don't understand it. Actually, actually, it was honorable. It was general under honorable conditions.
Oh, okay.
So it was one step right below a. It was not a full 100% honorable, but I still had, like, it was.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did everything that I needed to do except for, you know the drug test, and everything was drug related.
Yeah, yeah. So when you were discharged, um, was that like kind of a oh crap, what do I do? Or were you already sort of, I don't know the best way to say it, but like over being in the army? Like,
No, I was sober, so I was sober at that time, and everybody got their active duty orders to either go overseas or to go to training. I was the last name on the roster, and my sergeant looked at me. He was like, "Odom." I said, "What's going on, Sergeant Graham?" He was like, "You're no longer in the U.S. military. Have a good day." And I'm like, "Oh shit."
oh,
like, oh shit, like I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, but
At this moment, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, hey, what kind of discharge was it? He said, general under honorable. You're good. And I'm like, damn, can I get a piece of paper? He was like, yeah, it'll be mailed to you or whatever. So,
yeah.
all
That's
right.
such a crazy way to find that out, though.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
jeez.
That was so crazy. But hey, I remember people were telling me when after I had actually gotten sober, people in my unit were like, Kev, like you're on another level here. Like you need to stop talking like that. Because I would share my experience, strength, and hope with people,
Yeah.
regardless of who it was. I would share my experience, strength, and hope. And my company commanders and sergeants, they were like, dude, like you need to keep your mouth shut. And I never listened. Because my goal was to save people, was to help people.
Hmm.
That was my goal.
Yeah. So you were
My
in the
struggle could be somebody else's blessing.
yeah. So you were definitely in the wrong industry at the time. It's all right though, because you found the right one.
Well,
Um.
no, absolutely. Even so, I had went through, and I can go back in the military if I want to.
Hmm.
Um, I just need to find a recruiter who's willing to get a waiver for me.
Mm.
I talked to the Army Review Board. The Army Review Board. This is about 5, 6 years ago. They said I can put you back in right now. We do not need another recruiter. It just takes one stamp of approval, one signature. That's it.
Mm.
And then they looked at me and was like, but if I do that, then I have to ask myself, am I going to stop what you're doing and be a hindrance to you for
Yeah.
you to serve people on a much wider scale than being in the military? I mean, I don't want to do that. None
No.
of us on this panel wants to stop you and hinder you from helping people.
Oh.
And I actually agree with them.
Yeah. That's
So
what I was
now
gonna
I
say.
serve, right, right. And so now I serve veterans. I serve whether they're a veteran from Canada or a veteran from whatever country or even a veteran from our military. I serve veterans. I serve people who, have, law enforcement. I serve healthcare people. I serve anybody who struggles
Mhm.
or who needs help.
That yeah, you're definitely in the right place now. Going back doesn't fit you anymore.
Yep.
Um, uh, which is, I mean, that's a good thing. Everybody has their spot. You found it. Okay, so obviously life kind of took a turn because as much as you were expecting it, in that very moment, it was still, I'm assuming, a shock in that moment. So you go home and then you figure out what the heck am I gonna do?
No, I just listened to what everybody was telling me. I still listen to my folks that was in my network. Still did what was right in front of me. If I had to
Okay.
work, I worked. If it was a day to, go make amends or go apologize or whatever was right in front of me is what I did.
Okay.
Like it didn't bother me a bit
Well, that's
being,
good.
not being in the military. I mean, it sucks that I had my forms of discipline backwards, but
Yep, yep.
it
So,
is what
like
it
I
is.
said, it didn't sound like it was a fit for you. So, I mean, it's good that you weren't there no more.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you talked about meeting somebody and identifying with their story, and that's kind of your epiphany. Tell me more about your that moment.
Well, at that time, you're talking about being prescribed medications, right? That don't work. I go home and watch the freaking clock, and I mean, I take a pill, be like, okay, nothing's working, nothing's working, and
Oh,
then you'd go
jeez.
to these priests and preachers, and they'd lay hands on you, try to dump you with holy water and everything else. Nothing worked. You'd have people try to scare you straight, drop you off in the middle of the hood, and by the time you get to the other side, everybody in the hood you done went by and said hey to everybody. You know, none of that stuff worked. When I met him and I heard my story for the first time, he didn't tell me about me.
Yeah.
I identified. I was able to hear my story. See, what I know today to be true is that if it's coming from an emotional place, it's most likely not going to be effective. What works is when it's not coming from a place of this emotional type of baggage, right? And it's just a outsider's perspective, it's an outsider's experience.
Mm-hmm.
Experience is the best teacher. And
That's
so,
why
so
we talk about it.
right, right. And that's exactly why sometimes it goes in books. That's why sometimes it goes in fiction. That's why sometimes it's, like we all have our own type of thing, that on what we do. So for me, I mean, in that moment, I just knew that this is where I mean, it's like I was given my whole career, and a whole new life, all within minutes.
Hmm. And then, so how old were you in that moment?
About 22.
Okay,
Just
that's what I thought you had said
yeah,
before.
2012.
That's what I thought you said before, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy because I'm a little crazy. Um, and now, I mean, wow, we're over 10 years from that now. Whoo, time flies so fast. Um, over the years, obviously, you have found your job. You kind of talked about it a little bit. Get going up at the ranks, getting this job, doing that thing. What has been your experience, or I'm going to change my question. What has been two questions? What has been A, your most hard thing that you learned, and B, the best thing that you learned?
The best thing I've learned is that I'd say is probably the answer is probably a twofer on this one. The sad part about it is I can't apply principles and theories and skills in somebody else's life. Can't. Only thing that I can do, whether I'm a therapist or whether it's coming from a helping position outside of just what you and I are doing right now, only thing that we can do is plant a seed. And so, how do we do that? We give empathy, we give hope, we, we treat people and talk to people as they are a human being, not a number. The worst part about doing the job of a therapist and working in healthcare, especially when you work in the system and not in the private practice setting, is you work in a system of efficiency versus quality. The more efficiency you have, the less quality you have. The more quality you have, the less efficiency you have.
Oh my goodness. Yes, okay. See, this is the interrupting thing. Um, when I was in my old life, I was an employment counselor. So the first place I worked was at a friendship center, a native friendship center, and our statistics that we had to hit were very low. So we were able to work with people for long periods of time. We didn't have to necessarily close out their case files at any sort of rate. We had to show that what was happening was benefiting them.
Uh huh.
That was 2 years. My contract ended. It was fabulous. I feel like I helped so many people there. We developed whole programs around life skills and identifying what they wanted to do when they grow up and that kind of thing. 2 years, contract was over, no job left. Go and find another job in an Employment Ontario location. And because of the way that the funding came through was provincial, the other one was federal. This one was provincial funding, so state funding. Um, and so we had, within the year, had to close out, I want to say it was like 550 files, which is a lot, especially for the tiny little community we were in. So
Wow.
every month it was like, okay, we need to close 10 more files. Oh, that person's babysitting. Cool. They're done. And I'm like, but they're not like that's not a real job. That's not what they want. Yep, nope, we're going to close that one out. Oh, that one's taking a computer course. Oh, we're closing that one out. And it was you were efficient on paper, but you were not effective with the people.
Right.
Oh, you just spoke to my soul there.
Right. And so, my challenge to anybody who's listening or watching is this: challenge the status quo. The status quo says I have to be as efficient as possible to help as many people as I need to. Bullshit. The more quality you provide, the more efficient you can become. Why? Because you're focused on providing qualitative services. Therefore, the more people return. Whether you close out the cases, they will return to you. If they need to remain with you, word of mouth, long term, brings more people to you, and that's a that's a business function in healthcare that is focused on about a 55% qualitative versus 45% efficiency. And you can do you want a healthy balance of quality versus efficiency. If you have too much quality, you lose money. You don't make it. But you can have a balance of the two. You can do 50-50. I like to say quality, a little bit more quality versus efficiency, because you're going to get people to come back
Hmm.
and to return and to stay with you long term. That's just a FYI for anybody who's in healthcare. And if anybody disagrees, give me a call, shoot me an email, shoot Randy an email, and you can call me up and disagree with me. I'll be fine.
All right, so then the worst thing, because that was the best thing.
The worst thing, well, so when I started, I was a bull in a china shop. Okay,
I could picture
bull,
that.
actually, in fact, I was the bulliest bull in the china shop. Okay, I remember sitting around and we're in staff meeting, a lot of daddy everybody, and they were trying to figure out how to get our productivity level up. And I was not in management at that time. And one of the dudes was like, yeah, listen, if I see your patient for 15, 20 minutes and it takes me another 15 to 20 after they leave my office to do documentation, I'm booking that joker for 45-minute session, bro. And I'm like, okay. So I spoke up next. I'm like, that is fraud. I cannot bill or document anything on my timestamp that I did for documentation as a therapist. I can't. There's a various
Oh, okay.
billing codes.
Yeah.
One of them is 16 to 20 something. The next one is like 27 to like 38 or
Yeah.
4, whatever. Um, or whatever. Anyways, it's like, so it's basically a half hour, a 45-minute, and an hour.
Okay.
Right. Those are the three billing codes as a therapist in the States. I can't speak for Canada, but for us. And Medicare has not changed that yet.
Mm.
Right. So in order to bill for a half hour session, I need 16 minutes. That is only you and I time face to face or doing what we're doing right now, right? If I were to bill, I would bill a half
Okay.
hour session at 32 minutes and 29 seconds, right? If it takes me 10 minutes to do my note after we hang up, I can't bill that. That is 10 minutes I lose, right? So I looked at homeboy in the middle of a staff meeting. I said, that's fraud. I can't bill that. Like I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
He started reading off some definition of fraud, and he got about 3 words in. And I looked at him. I said, "Look here, you son bitch. I don't give a shit about that damn definition of fraud. What I care about is what the Medicaid manual says in North Carolina.
Mm.
My suggestion is go read that book and then come back and talk to us about how to bill."
Yeah.
And I was not very professional early on in my career. I I've dealt with rape victims where I would encourage them to uh, go seek help. Right, like, hey, have you saw like they had just been raped in the last hour? They come straight to my office.
Oh my gosh.
And my first job as a therapist, of course, is to assess for physical safety.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at this moment, is everything safe right now? You're in my office. Is everything safe right now? Home, if you were to walk out of here,
Mm-hmm.
are you good? Because if not, we can call law enforcement and get them over here and escort you over to a hospital if need be,
Yeah.
right? So physical safety. I'm assessing for physical safety. Then I assess for have you saw medical and or legal help. So I'm encouraging my patients who were rape victims at the time,
Mm-hmm.
at that moment. I hope they're not. If any of them is watching or listening, I hope none is not going on still. So I'm doing my job, assessing. Okay, okay, you're good. Have you saw medical legal help? No, you haven't. I would like to encourage you to go.
Mm-hmm.
As your therapist, I'd feel more comfortable if you go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. I can't force you to go. But so at the end of the session, I would just follow up again. Hey, listen, I know you said you didn't want to go, but again, I just want to reiterate. I would really encourage the hospital is literally a block away.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel safer if I knew that you were going over there. So I had management tell me at the time that I was unethical for encouraging medical and legal assistance.
Really?
Yep. That I was unethical for pushing patients to, or encouraging patients to go seek. I mean, listen, when you go do a rape kit, anybody who was listening, I can't speak for Canada. I can only speak for the U.S.
Hmm.
I think Canada does it because they're very Western civilization too.
Yeah.
Anytime you are a rape victim who goes to a hospital, they are going to call law enforcement. They have to.
Yeah.
It's
Duty
part
to
of what.
report.
Yes, it is part of what has to be done. Okay, in a in a healthcare setting. So I don't make this up. My job is to encourage safe
Hmm.
use of resources. And they literally said that I cannot, as a therapist, in that type of moment, encourage the assistance of legal or
Oh.
medical. And I'm like, that's what my training said. That's what my education says.
Yeah.
I've done many courses on ethics. I've done many trainings on ethics and trauma and et cetera, et cetera. And those are one of the first two things that
Yeah.
you all need to do. And so how I handled that was I went straight to the program director. I said, "What is my license?" "Your license is such and such." I said, "Okay." I said, "What is the license of such and such over there?" "Their license is such and such." "Oh, what is homeboy certification?" Certification is just that and the third." "Okay, okay." And I just went through every patient, I mean, every staff member, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, they were like, "Why are you asking me these questions?" I said, "Well, if my job is to do therapy and I can't do therapy, I can't do my fucking job, why
Yeah.
the hell am I on payroll for? You
Yeah.
don't need me if you know how to run this facility."
Yeah.
That's what I said. And so it was, the worst moments was being in a position that I worked for people who didn't really understand therapy, who don't understand therapy, who didn't understand when I could breach or when to breach confidentiality versus when not to breach confidentiality.
Hmm.
I mean, all of this happened within weeks and days. I had a patient one time I had to breach confidentiality on, and the 42 CFR, which is our federal regs for substance use,
Okay.
is not HIPAA, right? HIPAA's here, 42 CFR is here. HIPAA's for like you go to a hospital is HIPAA. You go
Yeah.
to the doctor is HIPAA. You go to your dermatologist is HIPAA. Substance use falls under more strict confidentiality laws. And so I literally had people tell I had hospitals call. I would have hospitals call me and be like, "Hey, I need such and such. The patient's in a medical emergency. I need this information." And I was told again by the same people, you cannot breach confidentiality. And I'm like, according to 42 CFR, it is a bona fide medical emergency.
Yeah.
I'm going to report. I'm going to give them what they need. They
Yeah.
threatened my licenses. They threatened my certifications. They threatened my whole life.
Really?
Yep, yep.
Wow.
So that was the absolute worst moments that I have experienced in the field.
Yeah. Oof. That's not fun. I know. I mean, not the same, but when I was working for that place that was like, oh, we have to do this and we have it because of the efficiency. I felt so unethical at times because I'm like, this is not right. These people are coming to us for help, and you're telling me, oh, no, we just got to do this, we got to do that. And on one hand, everybody wants to keep their job, which means you need to keep your funding, which means you got to show on paper it's working. But on the other hand, that is not why I got into social services. So, peace out.
Mhm.
And yeah, I left there just because it just put me down so bad. Not I don't care about your red tape. Like I'm just here to help people. So this is my way of helping people now. It's so much more fun.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this is like I still work in the field now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If anybody that I know of is watching that I currently work with, I'm just letting you know I absolutely love y'all. I know y'all tired of hearing me saying it, but I love y'all and thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of the team. My supervisors, I love y'all too. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of the team. I love where I currently work at. I have not been asked to do anything unethical or illegal.
Perfect.
I have not been asked to put my license on the line. I have been asked to I have been placed in positions to take risks but nothing that would or would not do 100 times over. Healthcare is
That's
it is
good.
about taking risks.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's fantastic. Um, okay, we could keep talking, but we're getting closer to the end. So before I let you selflessly promote yourself and all of the wonderful stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm all tangled. Um, tell, I always like to say or ask, what would be your one piece of wisdom? And I know you've already shared like a bajillion pieces of wisdom, but what is your one piece of wisdom to somebody right now who is in the midst of their struggle? They're in the midst of their spiral.
Don't give up. Or I'm gonna tell you like this. This I saw on this movie, and I absolutely loved that movie.
What
It
movie?
really had me on the edge of my seat because I'm like, what's
What
happening?
movie?
This War Machine got a tattoo and it's DFQ. Don't fucking quit.
Ooh, I like that.
Do not fucking quit. Period. Don't give up. There is help out there, and your help might be different than my help.
Yeah.
My help, the what works for me, might not work for you. Some people need medication assisted treatment. Some people need bipolar medicine. Some people need 12-step programs. Some people need church. Some people need, religion. Some people, whatever. Everybody's, kind of solution is going to be different.
Yes.
Figure it out. Keep doing it. Plug away. Keep plugging away at whatever's in front of you. Don't
Mm-hmm.
fucking quit. DFQ. Remember that. DFQ.
Love that. So now, I was gonna say you have the floor, but I mean you've had the floor the whole time. But now, what do you want people to follow you and know about you and plug yourself?
Ooh.
Mm.
So, you can follow me. We are on YouTube, Blue Sky, TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, uh, Threads,
How do you
Mastodon.
manage all of these?
It-
Oh my gosh.
That's going to be the next question, or that's going to be your next answer. We're on Apple, Spotify, uh, Amazon, Audible. Did I say Apple? Yeah, I said
Yeah.
Apple. Um, we're on 40, including social media. We're on about 45 different platforms.
Oof.
Um, so, oh, and RSS. So,
Mm.
how do I manage all of that stuff? I use Fedica. In between Fedica and Vista Social. They distribute out to most of the social media: Mastodon, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, so on and so forth. Right. Um, I manually upload to YouTube and Spotify separately. RSS uploads to like several other ones:
Oh yes,
Apple,
all the things.
Audible, Amazon. Listen Notes. RSS goes straight to Listen Notes. I think it's Listen Notes that also goes out to like 40,000 other channels.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Whew. Well, that sounds like a lot. My
So,
brain just exploded.
right.
Too many things. Too many things.
Follow us, subscribe to us. It's free to subscribe. We don't look. Our stuff is free for the community. It's free for people. Like we are another resource for people.
And when they're looking, are they just looking up One Moment Podcast or what are they looking for?
One Moment Podcast. All you gotta do is search it. Or you, hey, listen, you can do a Google search on One Moment Podcast. We'll be in the top five, top three. Yep.
And then you go and watch my episode.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. Watch her episode. I think hers is you'll see a brain. Half of it's Canadian and
Yes.
half of it's
It
American.
was really cool.
You'll have a picture of me on one side and a picture of her on the other side. It was cool as hell.
It was. It was
It
very
was
cool.
really cool as hell. Now,
Yeah.
here's an interesting fact about myself, and when we talk about serving others, this is what I hope you get from this: is serving others, right? In February, I had the opportunity to donate a kidney to one of my best friend's brother, and I didn't think about ethnicity. I didn't think about age. I didn't think about gender. I didn't think about none of that. I thought about a man who was 10 years older than me, who's got a family, siblings, mom, children, wife, uh, who was on dialysis for 6 years. Average lifespan is 7 to 10 years on dialysis. And so I when I say that we are obligated to serve one another, this essentially, man, like is what we do. It's what we're obligated to do. That's what our duty to one another is. He's a 47-year-old Hispanic male. Grew up in Mexico and South Texas. I grew up on the East Coast. No relation, absolutely nothing to blood kin us at all. Uh, we were a 100% perfect match.
Oh,
Today, or I lied, yesterday made exactly 4 weeks dialysis free.
that's amazing.
I started working as soon as they put it in. So I did that without regard for race and ethnicity. Didn't care. The only time ethnicity came up was, wow, he's a Hispanic and I'm Caucasian and we are 100% match.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's what I said. We started with serving one another. I want to close it out with serving one another. Like that's our ultimate goal is to serve.
Yes. Yes, I love that. So thank you so much for coming on my show. And I mean, you'll be back again, I'm sure, and I'll be back on yours. It'll just be great. It's what we do. It's what we
Absolutely.
do.
That's what we do.
Right, it's all good. Thank you for everybody for joining us on this lovely Friday evening, which is totally crazy for us. Or if it's not Friday because you didn't tune in live, well, you suck. No, thanks for tuning in after the fact. If you have questions or anything, because like I said, Kevin will be back. If you have questions for him, you want him to spill a little bit more dirt, throw them in the comments, and that way when he comes back, we will ask those questions. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button on the Ride or Die Show. And when you go on over to One Moment Podcast, do it there too. And I have some big news coming. I am unprepared for it tonight. So I'm going to leave you wondering what the heck it is. Yeah, leave you wanting more. That's the goal today.
She she is going to tell you that she's in love with Kevo. I'm kidding.
I'm in love with that picture behind you, actually. That's a pretty cool picture up there.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. It's got the American muscle up there and everything.
Yeah, I like that. That's very cool. Hit the like and subscribe button. Share these episodes out. We talk about such important things, and you need to make sure to share them all out. My newest book is coming out on June 20th. You can pre-order it now on Amazon, so go and do that. Sometimes I remember to say that, sometimes I don't, but today I am, so go do that. It's called Goodbye Too Soon, A Family's Lost by Drug Overdose. And remember, the only way to end the stigma of mental health is to speak openly and honestly. Bye!